took before the first gen even pops. Trying to bait out a hit there, but not able to get it. Freaky JT able to get away. That was a missed decisive strike. And that is an insta-down.
Quickly. Hopper 1 at Harney.edu.
No, don't say it out loud. Oh God, we're live. You can't just be giving out doc dropping in the very beginning of the stream. What the hell? Hey,
I'm doxing myself. Hi,
true,
everybody.
but,
We're back in Vigo's court. Court is
nobody
back
heard
in
that.
session. What? Oh,
unless
my
you
word.
want to get emails, I guess. I mean, that's fine.
Yes, email me. Email me all your money. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. It's time for week 2 of Vigo's Court. Court is back in session. I'm your judge, Little Real Guard. With me is Poggy. We got an exciting game on the docket for you guys today. Let's see what we got. Today we have Sample Text and We Overslept going head to head on The Dead Dog Saloon. This map is 136 square tiles, 8,704 square meters, 6 hooks minimum, 11 hooks max with 2 permagens, if I remember correctly, right? There's the one on that main house area, and there's the one on the gallows.
Oh, good call. I
Yes.
missed one.
However, I think it's worth noting it's not actually a permagen in the saloon because it moves around the top, but it always
Right.
is on the top around
there
the
is-
balcony.
Yeah, it does have 2 spots. That is a good point.
It's not
It's still so
technically
out of the
perma.
way. Yeah, okay,
Still
that's
right.
fair.
I'm still right.
It's still
He is
really close.
still right,
It would
yes.
fit my definition. It would fit
All
my
right.
definition of a permagen.
Our teams are like already readying up before we're even ready. They're like
Oh my
already getting
goodness.
ready. They're here.
Awesome.
They're going. Salty Medic, Kush Bandit, Gas, Bread by Daylight. I love that name. FXCKZ, and then Killing for Sample Text. Ikidio. I got it. So, really quick, I think it's worth mentioning these two teams already played last week. Obviously, this is week 2. And we do have a new team that came in to replace another one from last week, I believe, right? Deity will be coming in this week. We have a lot of games, as usual, we're going to be bringing you this week. And today's team, Sample Text, is actually, they have the highest average score of 25 currently. That's average per game, I believe. So they're
That's pretty great.
pretty competitive. Yeah. I mean, we're going to be seeing some competitive play. We Overslept coming in at a solid 13.5. Not bad. Not bad. About halfway up the ladder for them.
We Overslept was against Object last week, right?
I do believe so. Yes. I'd have to look at the
'cause
standings
that was
again to
the-
check that out.
That was the game that was really, really close, if I remember correctly. I think that was one of
It-
our closer games up until the end.
It was. So my predictions right now, I'm thinking Sample Text is going to do some pretty good damage to We Overslept. I don't know. But then again, we're only so far into the season, so it's really hard to make such predictions so early. But just going based off of Sample Text's performance last week, I think we can expect some pretty good stuff today.
100%. Sample Text did really good last week. We got...
Who is not ready yet? Oh, I guess the killer is the one that's not ready. Yeah, because I'm seeing everybody ready, and I'm like, wait, is it not going? Yeah. So
There's no check mark for the killer.
I guess while we wait, can we catch up with chat? Did they say anything about our intro? I thought that was pretty disturbingly funny. I love you, Poggy. Aw, thank you. I love you too. I appreciate that. Woohoo bread.
Overslept's gonna do great. Oh, jeez. No, it looks like everybody's hyped for the game.
Yeah, we got some fans
I'm sure
in
it's
the
gonna be a
chat.
great game.
People that are fans of the players. That's pretty cool. I didn't expect that. Salty Medic was getting some fan love too, I think. Yeah, for sure. So, guys, we're going in. I'm going to go ahead and run them their rules for you, and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. Okay, folks, we're back here with Week 2 matchups. Division rivals Sample Text versus We Overslept. And as a matter of note, because it's worth noting, you can actually do the thing that says on the screen, voting for who you think is going to win each game. We're going to be doing that for every trial, I do believe. And we now have 14 minutes and 3 seconds as of me saying this, which will be 45 seconds delayed to you guys. But yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so a Huntress, good choice for a map like this, I think. And I apologize. I've lowered my graphics settings a little bit because I was getting some lag earlier, and I just wanted to be cautious about it and not let the computer get overloaded while we're streaming. But it seems like Ikirio is going to be doing some Huntress plays. Hopefully they're like a really badass Huntress because I love watching that. And already finding Fang Min, just barely whiffing that very first one. Ooh, and a balanced landing from the Fang Min, going to give her some extra speed right off the bat. So already we got some heavy action going on from this team. Really good juking. She's making it very hard to predict where exactly she's going to be, but the closer the Huntress gets, the more difficult that becomes, and she does manage to land a hit. Very nicely played, madam. Oh, gonna have to be careful there. She does duck, but maybe go into an M1 going down. FXCKZ finally getting downed. Quite a long one. So what are your thoughts on Huntress on this map? I've seen quite a few games where Huntress is just absolutely god tier on maps like this. It's very open, but what do you think?
I've had so many matches that go either way. There's so much tall geometry in this map that it's hard to say that it's great, but you've got so much reach too. You can hit so many gens you wouldn't normally be able to reach.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I think of it too. And, oh, almost getting that one. Very nice play by this player. Salty Medic. I couldn't think of the player's name, the survivor. I always try to do the survivor's name. I need to get better at that. You guys are always making fun of me in the chat because I never know the names of these players. We do finally see a generator getting done, and we did get 1 hook, so it's a 1-to-1 right now. Very good start from both sides. And FXCKZ kind of running around through bushes. This is one of the things that makes this map so strong, especially for Blendette players, is just all of these bushes all around the map. Huntress is refilling her hatchets now. Chasing after Bread by Daylight, who almost goes down, but a nice dead hard around the corner. Gonna give her just enough room to survive that one. Very good. And now maybe the Huntress is looking around for someone else. Not sure exactly who she wants to go with, but she does go for the Fang Min. Wow! That went like right by her face. Jeez, that was so close. Really well played there by Fang Min. And maybe just a little bit off by Ikirio. So we see them now splitting up and doing multiple generators, which is obviously the smart play, I think. And we are going to see Fang Min getting on a hook. Second hook now for FXCKZ. And checking in on our survivors. We only have 1 survivor who's not on a gen, who's now probably going to be chased, I assume. Yes. So I think she's making a bit of a mistake here, because we know one thing. We know she has Hex Rune. We've already seen it activate from the Fangman immediately off the bat and regrets this top gen. And instead of... That was a nice hatchet throw, by the way. Instead of her going immediately for the generators and pressuring them, she is actually going for the person who's not on a generator, which kind of is not getting her any ruin value. The only thing that's doing that now is the fact that they're healing the Fangmen. And I think Kate just walked by a totem.
Yep.
Oh boy, that Kate of mine is going to have trouble here at this window now that it's open. And she's going to opt to almost fake it, kind of, but wasn't really a convincing fake and doesn't fall for it. Goes down really quick. Well played by the Huntress. So that's what I meant by the not pressuring the gens. As you see, a generator did get done. We do see a nice shot there on Salty Medic. And again, this generator just going to get done as well, because just not pressuring the generators, instead going for survivors she finds immediately, which, I mean, it's not bad play by any means. It's just not getting her the value out of her Hex Ruin, honestly. What do you think? Am I wrong? Am I going crazy, like, to think that she should be going to generators instead of necessarily chasing the first person she sees?
I agree. There's definitely an amount of juggling that should be happening here that we're not seeing, and it probably will cost them, because those were 2 gens that were unanswered. Yes, they have hooks,
right?
But Chi Deliverance off. I think the survivors are completely fine here. They're gonna reset here in a second if they're good, and Huntress has nothing to show for it. We got one person that's Death Hook. That's it.
I tend to agree with that. Pressure. But so far, I mean, a pretty even game at this particular moment. However, if they're allowed to get generators done, very nice by the ace, by the way. If they're allowed to get these generators done and get all escapes, and she doesn't get any more hooks, or at least a 1 kill, it's going to be a struggle for them to come back from this going into the couple trials coming up. A very nice throw into the bush. Ace making a mistake at the corner. Huntress working her way around now, going to see if she can catch Ace one more time. Doesn't go for a hatchet throw, trying to catch up a little bit more instead. Ace getting a medium vault, and does go down right around the corner. Very nice play by the Huntress.
Honestly, worth note, I didn't know that you could hit over that pile of logs.
I didn't know that either. But then again, I don't really play Huntress that much. I've been playing a little bit recently. I've been trying to at least try Huntress and not be a baddie, but it's rough. It is really rough. We had a whole bunch of really bad games in a row, which you can see on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/poggy. And now going in for the Fangmin again, who is on Death Hook. This is the only one on Death Hook. A very nice long distance shot into her back. That looked painful. And maybe losing her a bit. Does see her there. She uses a Styptic agent right in her face, but does ultimately go down to the M1. Not a well-used Styptic agent, I would say, by FXCKZ. And he is on Death Hook, so this could be the turning point that this Huntress needed to at least even out the score going into the end game. And now they do get that generator on the gallows done. But I do think that she can at least come back from this. We see them working on multiple totems. They kind of hunted down multiple totems at once. And we see them working on it. But I think Hex Ruin is still up. So let's see what they do now. Kate being chased around a very unsafe pallet and is going to get hit as a result. That looked a little bit of a cheap shot, but we'll see if it was just a lag issue maybe. But nevertheless, does get the hit. And maybe gets that one too. Oh, but I think she might have dead-hearted it. That could have been a dead hard. Ooh. Drops God pallet really fast. Wow. Kate doing an excellent job getting away from that one. Good jukes by Salty Medic as well. And Huntress is now out of ammo, so needs to refill, giving Salty Medic a chance that he needs to get away and survive. But ultimately going to catch up with him, almost catching him right there by the wagon. And, oh, going down by the other wagon. Very nice play by the Huntress too. Jesus, she is doing really well considering she's not really pressuring those generators. This will be second hook for Salty Medic. In total, it'll be her 7th hook, bringing her beyond the halfway mark of the possible points. Very nice. All generators do get done, though. And I don't think we're going to see a 3-man escape here. I really would be surprised if they're able to get Salty Medic off the hook and actually out the door, especially if she's going to be camping it this hard. So it might be better play for them to just heal up and get out. Which I think is exactly what their plans are. I think Salty Medic just has to hang on until the end to ensure that they have that time that they need. And wow, she's going for them long-distance hatchets across the map to try to hit them at the exit gates. Which, to be fair, missed, but I couldn't have gotten any closer than that. Let's see if that lands. Oh, very close. That was actually pretty close. Ooh, man. Sick hatchet throws, bro. Not even gonna lie. That was not bad at all. Not a bad attempt, really. Sure. But they are gonna get out, so it's gonna be a 50-50 escape. Wow, I think a really close game here between 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 Sample Text and We Overslept. My goodness, really close. Let's see how those scores play out. I mean, wow. I didn't expect it to be this close going into this right away. That was surprising, actually. Can you maybe talk a little bit about the build while we're at it?
Yeah, that ended up being a lot closer than I expected. Yeah, they didn't seem to really utilize Hex Ruin that much. They weren't balancing the gens. Like, okay, so at the end there wasn't quite a 3-gen, but there was one survivor down. At that point, Ruin would have come in a lot more handy because you could start juggling that pseudo 3-gen area, start working around that. But we didn't really see that. They kind of they did for a bit. After the Kate dead-hearted away, they left them and went after the other survivor. But they never found that third survivor on that gen, and that's why it completed. Honestly, pretty stinking even game, honestly. Good showing from both sides. I don't know what they could have done better, honestly. I'd probably just land better hatchets. The survivors were really good at juking those hatchets in the mine game, so landing those have been pretty brutal. Thanatophobia, interesting. Not a perk I would normally run on Huntress, but worth asking them in the end game if they come around for an interview. The Venomous is probably one of the busted add-ons from Huntress. You got Iridescent Head, you've got the Venomous Concoction, and then you got the Babushka. The Venomous just it is a bygone era add-on. Having that much exhaustion for that long is brutal. And they got some effect out of it, getting the first hits, but oftentimes they still got dead-hearted. They never got that first hit off to make them deny the dead-hard. So kind of underutilized, but overall, like you said, better hatches than I can throw. So props to them. Props. Also, I do like Corrupt on this map, so I will make that known.
So I think I heard Sam say the scores right, but I'm not seeing blood points for the 7th driver. Who is it? Salty Medic didn't get put in the system, so we can make sure that's in there. But we're gonna go ahead and do our post-game review now, and we'll be right back and look at some highlights.
Sorry, I just had to click off of it.
All right, folks. Today we're looking at Week 2 matchups. Division rivals Sample Text versus We Overslept. Oh yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen. And this is your post-game review on trial number 1. You're watching Vigo's Court. 5 generators got done, with a grand total of 2 escapes. A very close game. And 7 hooks. That's almost half. 6 would have been half. And 2 kills. So very, very nice by both sides. I mean, really just very even all around. And 16-17, Sample Text to We Overslept. We Overslept just barely edging out, leading ahead into trial number 2. So there it is. There's your post-game review. We're going to look at some highlights and be right back into the game in just a moment. And while we do that, by the way, I would just like to point out what Rue was kind of saying, kind of backing off of what he said a little bit, is that I think the reason why it was so even, I feel like if the Hunters had been utilizing her Hex Ruin more and pressuring the gens a bit more, that maybe she could have come out with more than just a 2K. Like, maybe this wouldn't be so close right now. Like, I mean, it wasn't a bad game at all. It was just, I think it could have been better, in my opinion. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel like they ever got good value out of Ruin. We never saw Gen really hard regress back to, like coming upon survivors, they're 90% jump of the Gen. You slap one, they have to leave, let the other person try and finish, slap the other, they don't get the Gen done. And then you come back to that Gen later, it's 25%. Like, we never saw that really happen. And especially, they had 3 survivors, 1 Gen left to go, and they still didn't quite kick them off of the Gen and, harass them enough, which was kind of surprising. I don't know. Again, heat of the moment. Huntress is not the most, and especially because some of these gens are kind of safe. The one that Ace was working on, I would argue, is fairly safe to Huntress. You've got so many walls around you that Huntress loses a lot of her effective chase power, which is, just, machine gun hatcheting people to the ground. Yeah, just not quite. And again, they did miss a couple hatchets here and there, and still, again, better than I could have done with Huntress. I'm still practicing her a lot. But there was a lot of hatchet opportunities that were missed, and if they had been gotten down, I feel like this game would have been a lot more difficult for the survivors if she just landed more of those hatchets. But that's just time and energy put into Huntress. She's a difficult killer. When I was first learning her, I honestly just got mad most of the time because it just felt so cumbersome trying to wind up the hatchet to throw, only for the survivor to just barely miss it. Because we always talk about Huntress's hitboxes, right? She throws trains because you'll be hit and you'll be like, I was around that corner. It's like, how did it hit me? It's like, hitboxes. But honestly, in like actual application, it doesn't actually feel that way from the Huntress's side. It very rarely feels like you got a hit that you didn't feel like you deserved. Like, you're almost always smacking some part of the survivor's hitbox with that hatchet. So it's mostly just the thing felt on the survivor's side. I remember playing Survivor so many times. It's like, how did that hit me? I was around the corner. No, it hits you. Trust me. I'm sorry, but it hit you. That hit right there. The hit over the logs. How did that happen? I did not know that was a thing. That's so fascinating. I learned.
Didn't know that either. Yeah, I didn't know that either. Really quick though. Yeah, we're going to go back in, guys. We're going to trial number 2 with We Overslept Killing. Let's take a look at the rules again. We got more rules videos, by the way. They're coming next game, I think. I'll try to get them done. All right, we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts.
Uh-oh.
All right, folks, we're back here with Week 2 Division Rivals. We overslept in Sample Text, and we got a nurse, ladies and gentlemen. We're in-game, and we got a nurse. We literally just got in, like, maybe 10 seconds ago. I went ahead and just let the rules video finish out. But, yeah. Nurse game, gonna be OP, gonna be hard to follow, for sure. You guys know how I feel about nurse. I mean, it's... And God, why is it gotta be so dark? I hate when it does that dark, shadowy thing. We're gonna try to get off of her now. Before it goes into... No, it did it again. Damn it. Winning. Very nice hit by the nurse on Dragon's Wrath. Let's try to get a better look at him. Yeah, she is following very carefully. How good of a nurse is she? Let's find out as she continues this chase with Jake. I love that he's looking behind him, and we see him get a Claudette down. Visplin taking a hit off of the top of the gallows. Nurse maybe spreading her hits around a bit more, and we do see a gen nearly popping, but she's going to go harass it, trying to complete it in her face. Very nice by these teams. Wow. They didn't have any fear at all. She said, I'm just going to stand in your way so you can't hit the Nia. I'm going to get in the way. We're going to finish it as soon as you go into cooldown. That was beautifully played. Aggressive players here. Not quite able to get the hit on the Nia. She hasn't had a down yet, and a generator popped in her face. Probably a little bit demotivating in the moment. And using the locker is a very big brain play right there. Because the nurse cannot open lockers while she's teleporting. And it's going to go down in the wide open fields, unfortunately for Kieran here. But the nurse is not going for the hook immediately, instead opting to harass gens. And what's so interesting is she's harassing gens without Hex Ruin. So it's almost like the reverse of the last game where she's harassing generators, but there's no real benefit because it's not starting a regression or anything. It's just slowing them down a little bit. Kind of strange, but yeah.
I think what they were going for is they were hoping to find another person, leave them slug, and try and get another down going. But when they see that there's no one on that gen to, harass, then they go back to get the pickup. I think that might have been the idea. I don't know for sure.
Oh, no. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not saying it's a bad idea to harass players. That's definitely a smart play for sure. But I just thought it was interesting. Now, Bred by Daylight going in for the other player who is a Fang Min, not a Claudette, who I think was the other one, I think. Yeah, this is a Claudette and a Nia. And we have Jake over here. And still being chased, Certified Persona is... Ooh, might just be taking a regular old down. That was a big mistake by Certified Persona, not quite handling that loot properly, and goes down around the corner as a result. Wow. Nurse is pretty slow, so the fact that she was able to mind game that and actually catch up is pretty substantially remarkable. That's hard to do. However, another generator is going to pop, and she's not going to be able to use her pop. Goes the Weasel value. As we see Viceplin She kind of has a blendette going. I don't know if we're going to be seeing some good blendette plays, but I love me some blendette plays. And we see now Jake, I believe that was, up on the top of the gallows, being harassed by the nurse. And the nurse, instead of going for the hook that just happened, the unhook, she's going to go for the Jake instead. Going to focus him down. Now, she's only had 2 hooks, and there's only 2 generators done. I don't know. This is another very even game so far. This could be one of the more even matchups that we've seen this season so far. And Nurse kind of catching him out here in the middle of nowhere. Unfortunately for him, there's just no way to really mind game nowhereness. You know?
Not nearly as well, no.
No, it's like you kind of need obstacles as a survivor in order to really be able to mind game the huntress, the nurse. And what's so interesting is people don't often realize that it's kind of like a role reversal when you're playing against a nurse. You kind of, instead of reacting as a survivor, you're now sort of trying to predict what she's going to do and mind game her. It's sort of a role reversal. And usually a good nurse is going to be trying to react to you and not predict. And we do see Kieran kind of playing on that there as she was running towards the nurse and then goes around the other way, but the nurse getting her down right by the pallet. That is very nice. I thought that she would actually get away from that and the nurse would make a mistake, but she did not. Also, can we just talk about how epic that nurse skin is?
Oh, my favorite by far.
She looks like a Titanic survivor. All right, Viceplin now in a chase with Bred by Daylight. And doing kind of what I was talking about, where she's kind of being unpredictable, mind gaming the nurse a bit. And we do see she's going to go ahead and kick the generator, or flick it, I suppose. And opting to kick a door. Interesting choice. I didn't think that was necessary on nurse, but I guess it can't hurt.
Line of sight.
Yeah, line of sight for sure. I mean, I'm not going to hate on it. And Fang not really able to fool the nurse. She just kind of went straight down. I mean, she's being a little bit more predictable. Like, I can almost kind of predict where she's going to go. Unfortunately, that teleport didn't quite reach. And we do see she's working on possibly getting up to these drivers. She does manage to get it down. They were trying so hard to get it, but we do see a Repressed Alliance going to protect the generator from a pop, at least temporarily. And Jake maybe is going to opt to go in for the completion and then to get the Nia and or the Claudette up. Unfortunately, the nurse is not falling for it. She's having none of it. She's going back right now. Who's she going to pick up first? She is picking up the Claudette. And what was otherwise a very even game now could be favoring this nurse. Unless they recover really well, which they have kind of already started the recovery. Oh, Jake, no. No, Jake. And unfortunately, she is going to get the pop off on the generator. And Jake, you poor, poor soul. That's not going to be the play, my friend. Now going to get 2 simultaneous hooks while the other survivors are still trying to recover. Now finally going for the unhooks. This is going to give the nurse a lot of opportunity. I love this comment from Haunted Lumi. Bread is going for a multi-grain approach. That's a dad joke if there ever was one. All right. Goodness. They did get one of the unhooks, which is good for them. The Cyber team able to recover a little bit, and hopefully they can get the unhook on Jake without too much trouble, too. We do have 2 healthy survivors. However, she is going to take a hit and walk into nothing, giving the nurse a little bit more time. Exactly what she needed. I keep calling her a huntress on accident. And Jake not able to get the flashlight save, unfortunately, because she turned around exactly like a smart killer should do. So, yeah, really well done by Bread by Daylight. Candy Cane, they can recover, but they need to be smart. I agree. They absolutely can. And so far, they kind of are, but they've made a couple of bad choices, like Jake trying to commit to that gen right in her face was not the best choice because it was really risky. If it didn't play out, if it didn't work, then you are guaranteeing her a free hook and more pressure without a generator getting completed, which is exactly what we saw. And Kieran now going to go down as well, and that'll be 3rd hook. So this is 3 gens with a death hook already. This is going to spell trouble for this team. I think we could be seeing the end game right now.
I agree. I think that they missed their opportunity to reset. I think this is a 4K.
Yep, I agree. This is very easily a 4K or a 3-man with a hatch either way, but more likely I think is a 4K at this point, unfortunately. Now, they could still get 1 or 2 gens done, but I don't think we're going to see a 5-gen completion either.
You see that?
It's, what happened? What did I miss? I was looking, but I must have missed something.
Done.
Oh. I didn't
that
catch
was so
that.
sick.
I am so sorry I missed that.
No, you're good. Oh, that was so sick to watch.
And using that Tinkerer to get up there. Yep, very nice. Going to get the hit on Viceblend. Then going to chase after the Jake, I do believe. Yes, she is going to go for the Jake. No, she's switching over to the Claudette, trying to get her really quick, but she does manage to juke out of the way. Going down, Viceblend being one of the better survivors against this nurse right now, having a hard time catching her, but this could be it for Jake right now. Going down and going to be death hook for Jake, too. Oh, my goodness. That is definitely spelling the end for these survivors now, as we see 2 dead already. And another one going down. Just as it was about to pop, once again, dedicating at the wrong times. Committing way too hard on these generators is just turning out to be a disaster for this team. And this is exactly the turnaround that We Overslept was probably hoping for in these middle trials, as they're going to be playing Killer. And we're going to see how they do going into trial number 3, and then whether or not Sample Techs can recover with their Survivor Squad or their Killer in trial 4. And I think she's probably trying to find a hatch. Would it have spawned by now, right? Yeah, I think so. With 2 survivors left, it should have spawned. No?
2 survivors left. No, they're 3 gen.
Yeah.
So the rule is 1 plus the number of survivors.
Yeah, I got it backwards in my head. That's exactly right. And not going to quite be enough. Oh, she could go down there very quickly, and that's going to be GG's. A nearly perfect game. Oh, the hatch is right by her, too. That's so sad. That's just so sad.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no. I don't know if you heard that sound, guys. I know that I'm talking over it, but there was a hatch spawn right by there, and she does get the kick. Oh, man. Ugh. You hate to see it, but congratulations to Bread by Daylight. Phenomenal plays from We Overslept. 31,900 points, a nearly perfect score from both counts. When I'm talking about both counts, I mean the game score and then also our scoring system getting 11 hooks, I believe. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal. A great build, too. Can we just talk about that build for a moment? Infectious Fright, Pop Goes the Weasel, Whispers, Tinkerer, and then increase the blink recharge speed on the just double that, stacked that, moderately and considerably increased blink recharge. So why don't you walk us through that a little bit?
This nurse knows what they're doing. This is an experienced nurse. There's only one time I saw them miss a blink to go to a second story, and that is my biggest bane of an existence as a nurse player, is jumping to the second story. Because for whatever reason, it just doesn't happen. But they were able to do, like, there was one time they missed it, and it wasn't even that crucial when they did. But every other time, just perfectly nailing those hits up to that second floor every time. Blink recharge, it's not what I use, but I get it. You just want to constantly be blinking, just constantly hounding. Don't give them a break. Infectious Fright. This is what I call the more glass cannon, because Infectious Fright, if there's no one around, it's like, okay, then you didn't really do much, but it can make you snowball so quick. And we saw it there. They got so much information and usage out of Infectious Fright. It was so good. What was that? Bitter Murmur? No, that was Whispers.
Whispers and Tinker.
Whispers is great.
I'd like to talk about it a bit more after we do the post-game review, and we'll be back so we can get these survivors reset. We'll be right back, folks. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're watching week 2 matchups. I got it. Sample Text versus We Overslept today, ladies and gentlemen, and other. And we hope you've been enjoying the show. You're watching Vigo's Court, and this is your trial number 2 game breakdown. We just had a total of only 2 gens getting done that game. A complete shutdown by the nurse with 0 escapes. Very well played. 11 freaking hooks. And wow. Oh my goodness, and a 4K, of course. I mean, with 11 hooks, it's a guaranteed 4K. But geez, ladies and gentlemen, Sample Text 7, We Overslept 29 in that game, of course, which means We Overslept is still leading going into trial number 3. And as a reminder, you can put in your predictions for each game that we're doing. I believe we just put in the other one. So here are your highlights from this game. Rue, you can pick it up where you left off, my friend.
This game had so many opportunities for both sides, and to start off, like, they got gens done really quickly. The nurse didn't apply too much pressure early on, surprisingly, and then, but to be fair, like, most people agree that the first 2 gens tend to be a bit free. They were very aggressive about doing gens in their face, and it was looking good for them. And then I think they kind of got sloppy. I run Sloppy Butcher, but that's no pun intended there. Just they got too in your face against the nurse, being too aggressive on the gens, not respecting the fact that you only have so many hits before your entire team is slugged. And at one point, didn't we see 2 people slugged and she was still like hounding between 2 other people, keeping them away before finally hooking them?
Yes,
it was
exactly.
That was the turning point. I feel like after that, they had one chance to reset and they didn't. And I think that was the downfall for the survivors. They had a chance to reset. They could have tried to come back, but no, this nurse was on top of it. Like the chases, it was just about, what was it? Using, 1 or 2 blinks to get it down. Very efficient chases. There was a couple ones, like you said, the Fangmen. Right. I think it was Certified Persona. Had some good loops, had some good mind games. And you can do a lot of mind games against a nurse in an open field to a degree, but you only get about 2 chances, and then they understand what you're doing, and then they just time it properly. This nurse was very adept at playing nurse. I wouldn't be surprised if they came into her interviews like, oh, I main nurse regularly. I play, I've got 1,500 hours on her. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised. They played the nurse very well.
I definitely agree. And I was impressed. And I wasn't that dizzy, surprisingly. I don't know if it's the coffee that prevented me getting motion sick or what, but normally I get dizzy watching nurse games, and that didn't make me dizzy at all. Maybe she just wasn't that crazy of movement. Sometimes I get nurses that have just insane movement, but no, it wasn't that bad for me. And by the way, really quick, I just want to say welcome to everyone here. We got 74 people watching according to my dashboard, but it could be inaccurate. But we just want to thank you all for hanging out with us, watching with us. Hope you're enjoying the show and all these games and these wonderful players and great support by the community. We love all of you guys. Thank you so much for all the follows and all the other things you're doing for us. 336 followers. That's amazing. You guys are freaking amazing. And yeah, we're going to be getting into the next game just a minute. They're still loading in right now. They're all readying up, and I guess we can just finish watching these beautiful highlights by this nurse. And I think we're about to go in now, actually, so we can actually run the rules video and come right back. And yeah, just a really quick point. Oh, they are actually... Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. All right, folks, we are back here. Week 2 matchups. Division rivals Sampletex versus Overslept. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. And fantastic plays by Overslept with their nurse against Sampletex. My goodness. But we're going to see if Sampletex can do any better against their next killer. And their next killer, by the way, is going to be FXCKZ. We don't know what he's playing yet, but you know it's not going to be Bread by Daylight, who is probably my new favorite player just because of their name. But... But yeah, I mean, I wonder who we're gonna see. I mean, we already know like what the good killers are in this map. Let's take a look who it's gonna be. Oh no, they all spawn together. How cute! Oh, you love RNG. Let's find out who that killer is. It's a Wraith. I think they're using the throwaway, maybe, or maybe they actually believe in Wraith. But oh, somebody just DC'd at the beginning, so probably gonna have to reset this one. Yeah, there they go.
I think someone brought an... Was there an offering brought or something? Why did they spawn together like that? That was so weird.
No offering. No. I don't see an offering.
Bad ping?
Yeah, bad ping.
Ooh.
Evidence provided. Ping too high. Oh, no. That's not good.
So who's hosting the lobby then?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's FXCKZ that's hosting the lobby. The killer usually is the one that has to host the lobby, but I think they're going to have to switch it up now to somebody else hosting it. So, Sam, if you want to get on top of that while we, I guess, go back to the lobby and maybe take a quick break.
I took a snapshot so that way we have the build so they maintain the build for the next game.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I didn't even think to do that. You'd think a professional would have already done that, but I didn't think of that.
We got resets. We got this down to a science. We are a professional environment. Unfortunate ping it though. It's good they caught it though. I'm glad that they were paying attention to notice that was an issue and say, hey, we're calling it. There's a ping issue. That's good, and they let us know for it. And honestly, I wasn't done talking about that nurse game. I'm kidding.
No, you can go right back to it if you want, my friend. I mean, we can do that while you're waiting. Sam, though, do you want to give us an update when you have it on what we're gonna do? We're gonna switch whatever like that, if it matters to me.
One thing I will say that I was impressed by the nurse doing was that they were able to maintain chasing even through those jungle gym high walls. That is one of the things that I struggle with if I play nurse on this map, is when a survivor runs into those wall areas, I quickly lose the ability to try and predict where they're going to go, because there's so many avenues and you have no line of sight. If you're lucky, you might hear them. Like maybe they're not an ace, maybe they're not, built-in iron will. But if they're silent, like I don't know how to predict that. This person was on point with it. So no, fantastic nurse play all around. Only a couple times they really got mind game.
From what I've heard over and over and over again, and I don't know if this is actually true, but this is what I've heard, is that you're not actually supposed to do like predicting with the nurse. It's supposed to be reacting to the survivors. So you want to do as little of that as possible. And that's why a lot of people struggle with Nurse, I think. It's because they're predicting too much. Now, it's nothing wrong with predicting when you're pretty confident in your prediction. But if you're just guessing at what the survivor's going to do next, then you're definitely putting yourself at risk. Now, Kieran just asked me who's going to host now. So, Sam, if you want to take over that, figure that out, because I don't know the answer to that question.
Sample Text is going to host the lobby now.
Okay. Let me let them know while we continue watching beautiful highlights.
I will agree to a degree. I will agree to a degree on the prediction thing. So, one thing that survivors aren't nearly as good about juking or dealing with Nurse is long distance predictions. That is less jukeable in my opinion, and those predictions are really good. And to a degree, yes, you can't really predict close wise. You can get a couple in, maybe if you're lucky, but yeah, it's usually reactionary. I've heard from what I've watched, and I've watching high tier nurses play, they say blink to where they were and use your second blink to get the hit, because they can't really, you can't mind game that second hit if you blink to where they were, because they can't get that far ahead of you.
Right, and I'm not a Nurse player, so I'm only telling you what I've heard. I actually don't play Nurse ever, so I am not trying
Nurse
to speak
so
like an idiot, but it's what I've heard. Yeah, she is tough for sure, and it's tough for me because I always get nauseated when I'm playing. That's just what it is, and I can't play it. I would love to practice Nurse, but even after just one game, I'm like, okay, I need like Dramamine or something, or a nap. Jeez, you know.
Also, it takes like hundreds and hundreds of hours to get good with her. It's like, ain't nobody got time for that. It's also, can we appreciate the fact that this match today, we've already seen 2 high tier or high skill killers. We saw Huntress and Nurse. Both of those killers are no pushovers as far as practice. They take hours and hours and hours of practice, hundreds of hours of practice. And seeing them both in competitive levels has been really fun.
Sorry, I'm munching on my breakfast that the wife made me. I feel bad for not eating it immediately.
Ooh, breakfast. I'm down.
Yeah,
Where's
for those
my
that don't
breakfast?
know, I'm actually in the Philippines, and so when I'm streaming at 7:30 p.m., it's actually 8:30 a.m. here, and I'm usually up around 6, getting ready for the stream. And yeah, that's just a little fun fact for you guys. That's another reason why a lot of times when we're watching spectator mode, things look a little laggier than normal, because I'm hosting it from, well, not hosting it, I'm watching it from a really far away land. And so we get like 300 millisecond delay on hit detections and stuff from the spectator viewpoint. So sometimes things will look a little weird.
People talking about different experiences that they've pinged and they've had in the chats. I remember my ping against Loop Artist. It was 350, I think. Oh man. Yeah, if it's over 100 ping for me, it becomes very noticeable. It's hard for me to play if it's over 100 ping, personally.
Hey Rue,
though,
do you want to do some plugging, some CTA,
plugging?
as they say? Yeah, give us some plugs.
Plugging? You mean like talking about our merch store, vigoscourt.tv, where you can get sweet t-shirts and stickers to rep your favorite teams? Is that what you're talking about, Poggy? Or are you talking about patreon.com/vigoscourt, where you can support us directly with contributions outside of Twitch? Is that what you're talking about, Pog? Is that stuff we're talking about?
I'm talking about all of it. Your channel, you're going to be streaming after these games today. Not this first one, apparently. You're going to be sticking it out until the last one today. Thank you very much for that, by the way. You don't have to do that, but we're grateful. And then he's going to be streaming at the end of it, so we're going to be hosting him at the end. And one day I'll stream again. I'm planning on playing some... I'm planning on playing the Medium when it comes out, I think, tomorrow. So that should be fun. And they're readying up. I think that's a rule video time. I know we like playing the rule video, so I'm going to do that.
Roll it.
Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. And play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. Okay, folks, we're back here again. Week 2 matchup. Division rival Sampletex versus Overslept. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, and other. We're going in just a second as the game continues to do its load thing. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. And I believe we're going to have the same thing as before. We're going to be having a Wraith against these survivors. Yes, it is. Which, of course, is exactly what we expected. Now, it is unfortunate that Wraith is losing a bit of its element of surprise as a result of the reset, but I don't know that it's really going to affect that much. I think FXCKZ brought Wraith as a throwaway anyway, so I don't know what you think of that, but that's kind of where I'm at with it.
On this map, I would say, yeah, it would be a throwaway.
I mean, it seems like they kind of already expected to kind of win out and are way far ahead now that they're just kind of okay with maybe throwing one killer away, you know?
And just because you throw away a killer doesn't mean...
No?
Go for it.
No, he didn't finish the uncloak. I don't know if that was deliberate or not, but... barely finishing it. He does get the hit on Dragon's Wrath. Very nice play. Gets a surprise attack as well. I love the Blighted Wraith skin as well, too. It's so cool looking.
Ooh, yeah.
The Hollowed Blight, I believe it is. Dragon's Wrath chasing him around the top of the balcony. Trying to bait out a hit. He does manage to sort of do it, but Wraith able to hit him anyway. And we do see a thrilling tremor going off. And one generator popping as well. 2 generators about to pop, actually. This one going now. Kieran finishing a gen. 2 gens finished against the Wraith already, and it's only a minute 55 into the game. As we see FXCKZ lining up for Fang Min, who was going in for the unhook. Certified Persona going to take the hit and have to run away. Viceplan now on a generator. Certified Persona still in a chase with Wraith. She may be getting a little bit confused as to which way she's supposed to go, and maybe Wraith actually abandoned chase. No, he didn't. He's just having a little bit of trouble catching her. As we see her now working her way into the actual shack, we also see the unhook happen. Is she going to go for it? No, she's not falling for that. She can see him turning around the red light, giving it away. And she is going to drop and get the stun with a God Pellet. Very nice play by Certified Persona. Candy Cane and Card Clasher, Brizzo, etc. are saying that there were purple add-ons. Can you look at that screenshot in the end? Was there purple add-ons on anybody?
No, there were not purple add-ons on the previous.
No purple add-ons confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe you may have misseen something. Claudette, ooh, she might have just gotten mind game there. Yeah, going down at the TNL loop.
The killer did have purple add-ons. Does the killer have purple add-ons?
Killer did?
Oh, yeah, the killer does not have purple add-on. The killer does not. He has a green and a yellow, I think. The killer did have purple add-ons last time.
Last time he did?
Yes. So the add-ons have changed for the killer.
Sam, what's that going to mean for We Overslept?
That's a 10-point deduction and the option of a restart.
A 10-point deduction with an option of restarting by Sampletex. Very nice. Now, I think, actually, we already saw them restart, though. I mean, this is the restart. Yep. So, I mean, I don't think we would need to do it again. However, because he doesn't have purple now. So that is interesting. So this actually could set it back for We Overslept. Especially with only 1 gen left. But Kieran gonna go down right over the pallet. Going from a very strong game to a rather weak game with Wraith and into a 10-point foul. Definitely gonna play against We Overslept now. Bringing the score much, much closer. Wraith only having 3 hooks so far in this game.
Honestly, this might kind of bite them. If they were taking Wraith as a throwaway, the gap might close this game.
Very
After
much so,
that, anyway.
I agree. That is a scary thought for them, I'm sure. And we do see the Wraith running this direction. towards the hook again to check in on things. Ooh, and he's kind of just letting this generator get done. Unfortunately, Wraith is going to probably lose everything here. And unless somebody has borrowed time, he says he could camp this. Like, this could be a camped hook completely, but we'll see what happens. Kieran has about a minute and a half left on their counter. We see Weisman working on his gate. Certified Persona working on their gate. And Wraith not at all interested in pressuring anything. And the Survivors equally disinterested in going for the unhook. See Weisman going out, and I believe Certified Persona and Dragon's Wrath might be doing the same thing. Ooh, Certified Persona gonna go in for a hatch play? Yes, you are. Very nice job finding hatch quickly. And that's going to be GG's, ladies and gentlemen. With that extra point, my goodness, this actually closed the gap pretty strong. And actually, I think, put them forward. Let's see what happens with these scores. My goodness. We didn't even see any value out of most of these perks. And someone said he changed his add-ons. Yes, but he had to because his add-ons were purple before. So he definitely had to change his add-ons.
Well, no, for killer side, purple add-ons are legal. They're fine.
Are they? Sam?
Yes. It is. Purple add-ons for survivors are also fine. That's why you see the styptic agents. The only thing that's not allowed is green and higher for items for survivors. They cannot take green or higher items.
I'm so glad there's people here that know a lot more about the rules than I do. I've read them, I helped write them, and I still can't remember most of our own rules because I'm just really, really dumb sometimes. So
I wouldn't say that.
I would, but
just double checking the other builds, make sure that no one changed their build.
So, unfortunately, the change of add-ons is what caused the 10-point deduction as well, and that's just a worthy note to the chat. That is what that was. Unfortunately, I didn't get a whole lot of clips from that game either. Not a whole lot happened.
The perks were the identical, so no perks changed, just the add-ons on the killer side. As far as the build, I like it. I like Devour Hope. He never got to see use of it because he only got 3 hooks and they never unhooked a third person, which is kind of unfortunate. But Haunted Ground, they really never touched it. The pop and thrilling I like personally, but it's on it just did not work out. Did not work out very well for them at all.
No.
Just Wraith on that map is so tough. You can see them coming. Well, currently in Wraith's current form, before they buff him with his invisibility being actual invisibility, you can see him coming from a mile away on that map. There's so much open ground. You don't get any stealth on that map.
Are we at the scores ready?
Scores right.
Scores right? Okay. All right. I'm going to do the post game. We'll be right back. And just hold on to your butts, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're watching week two matchup division rivals Sample Text versus We Overslept, and there's some drama going on. Not to worry about it, folks. Here is your trial number 3 breakdown. Going into trial number 4, we have 5 generators done, and we also saw 3 people getting out, only 1 person dying on first hook, by the way. Really well played by the Survivor Squad, and a total of 3 hooks. Wraith struggling to get downs and hits, only 1 kill. So hopefully he'll be able to bring it forward. Sample Text 23 to We Overslept 7 in that game, trial number 3. Going into trial number 4, Sample Text is going to be pulling ahead, and they're currently leading. And we'll see if they can close it out for the evening. If not, maybe We Overslept is going to do some miracle plays going into the last game. We'll see. So we will see. Sam, you were saying something for a moment there. I don't know what it was. But you said some words.
I'm waiting to hear back from the teams over the penalty.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and tell us what happens. There's some people in chat saying things are scummy or what have you. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what they're talking about. What's scummy? Maybe I missed some critical scummy thing. I don't know what it was. What was the scummy thing that I missed? Anyone know?
I believe it was something of it's still. I think it's still on the ping issue, but again, I think Sam's going to sort it out for us. They'll be taking care of that. I'm still just curious what was going on with Wraith in this game because with Wraith, I would have imagined they would have tried to juggle the gens more because you have that speed boost, but didn't really juggle. I don't really know what happened this game. Again, I don't think Wraith is particularly good on this map just because you have so much open area, but just really struggled. Right. And like I said, it might have been a throwaway killer, but the throwaway killer after the penalty is kind of brutal, honestly.
Yeah, I mean
the game is
it's
still
only a 3-point lead.
The game is
though.
still close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's only a 3-point
The game
lead.
is still close.
And
So,
we know
both
We
sides
Overslept
could
is a
pull
really
away.
strong team. We know We Overslept is strong. So we know they can bring it back in trial number 4 very easily. It's really anybody's game at this point still.
For sure. And they maxed out points too. Survivors got both the exit gates, got the hatch. They made sure to maximize points wherever they could in this game. So good on them for that. And then what was I actually didn't see what the add-ons actually did. I saw the purple add-ons originally, but I didn't see what the new add-ons did. It was the green and yellow add-on? I need to go actually check and see what those do. I don't recognize them by the look of it.
I didn't either. I should have looked at them too. I'm so sorry. But
No, you're fine.
I want to point out.
I think what it was is...
I was going to say, I don't think the survivors got anything significant out of the restart. I really do think it just had to do with the ping. I mean, 150 milliseconds is nothing to sneeze at. That's a pretty significant ping. It's not like insane, like I get 300 milliseconds playing from the Philippines, but that's just nuts ping. Like that, you can't even play the game that way. At 150, you can at least play the game, but there's still going to be hits that are kind of stupid. So I can understand why they'd want to restart off of that, in my opinion. But I mean, I wouldn't call that scummy, and I don't think that by resetting that they really gained a whole lot. Like the Survivor Squad didn't really gain much out of that, other than knowing it's a Wraith at that point. But I mean, it's a Wraith, so he struggled because he's a Wraith, really. So it's what I think. But I mean, what do you think? I don't know. Sam, you want to comment on that?
We're discussing things
Okay.
behind the scenes.
Okay. Yeah, just keep us updated and let us know what's going on and when we should expect an answer or a result, because I am curious as to exactly what everybody's thoughts are, and if we're going to be okay with each other, if we're all going to be friends.
Oh, the penalty's standing. That's all I can really tell you at the moment. I can't predict the future.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying I don't want anyone to
Earth.
feel like there's bad blood because of a decision that was made. I don't think there was any ill will in anybody's choices today so far, and so I wouldn't necessarily call anything that happened today scummy.
Okay,
But a
so
whole
those
lot of
add-ons that
amazing
they brought...
games. Yeah, go ahead.
The add-ons that they brought, because I saw when they were reappearing out of the spirit world, they went faster, and so both of those add-ons are reappearance time add-ons. So as soon as you get near someone, it is the fastest amount of coming out of the spirit as you can. So you can come out of that phase and just try and get a really quick hit on a survivor.
Cloak.
I don't hate it.
Cloak.
Yeah, there you go, cloak. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I've always, because they go out of the spirit realm. That's the whole lore behind it, right? Wraith has free access to go corporeal in and out of the spirit realm. Nurse kind of does. That's why she screeches when she comes out, because it's painful for her to exit the spirit realm.
I'm with you. I didn't know all that about the lore, but that makes sense. I'm totally with that.
Yeah. I appreciate the lore. I don't know that much about it, but I do appreciate them trying to put effort in the lore of this game. It's a great way to flesh out the world of Dead by Daylight.
Right. No, the lore, actually, some of the lore is really interesting. In fact, Claudette has probably some of my favorite lore, just being a total nerd. Like she's basically Hermione Granger of Dead by Daylight, and that's kind of why I love her.
Yeah, that clip right there. Did you see that? Did you see that clip right there? That was when I was talking about.
I did, yeah.
Oh, that was sick.
I actually didn't realize that she got the stun on her. It just looked like she threw the pallet, and it didn't actually stun her. I thought that was just a fatigue.
No, you get the stun, and then
it.
they have fatigue. It's brutal. Oh, Sorry, that might be my favorite play of the night right there. Getting the stun on the same side of the pallet and stunning the nurse out of a blink. That's just spicy play, spicy play. But anyway, yeah, the Wraith is just tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, be reminded of the following. Rue, what are we going to remind our audience of?
We can remind them that we have sick merch in the merch store for vigoscourt.tv, vigoscourt.tv, where you can get merchandise of We Overslept and sample text, depending on which one you like more. And you can support your teams that way, rep it out. I'm still waiting to get my Undyne's Lying shirt as soon as I get my paycheck this week. And I will be definitely wearing that at least one stream. And then we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/vigoscourt, if you want to go check us out over there. Have extra streams of revenue to help keep us going and support the stream, help us increase the quality and grow this, because this is a really, really, really cool broadcast that, like Sam, Poggy, I'm getting into it. We love it, and you guys keep coming back, so you obviously love it. So help us out, guys. We want to make this thing explode. We want this to grow. Are we getting into match right now, or is this?
We
clips?
are. Let's run those rules video.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone. We're going to be going over these rules and explaining how they work. So, 2 teams will go head-to-head, playing each role twice for a total of 4 trials. In play order is home team kills, survives, and then kills. In addition, teams get points in the trial for objectives, escapes, and hooks. And teams can't bring or use keys, iridescents, event items, or add-ons. Survivors can only bring 2 of a perk or item. Survivors can only bring yellow and brown items, and BP bonuses are awarded post-trial. Broken rules may result in penalties or restarts. All right, ladies and gentlemen and other, we're here, Week 2 matchup division rivals Sample Text versus We Overslept. We're going into trial number 4 right now, loading up, and yeah, I hope you're as excited as I am to see the finale to today's matchup with Sample Text and We Overslept, because it's really close. 3 points away, and it's anybody's game. We Overslept is a strong team, but Sample Text not weak either, so we're hopeful to see it turn out, I think, for either one. Don't forget your predictions as well if you haven't already laid out your predictions, and I believe Sam will do that in just a moment for us. As I mentioned it. And we're going to be going in now with Dragon's Wrath, killing with a Spirit. Interesting choice to bring such a strong killer. Again, we're seeing a lot of strong killers very early in the season, which is concerning to me, because as we get further and further into the season, we're going to be seeing weaker killers from these teams that are using them so quickly. Hooks didn't update. Son of a biscuit. That seems like nothing updated, actually. But we'll fix that right now, folks. I'm going to switch over to Nurse View while we update stuff in the Streamlabs. This is my fault. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just keep an eye on the Nurse. If you can take over for just a moment, Rue, while I do that.
You got it. They are in chase with... Actually, I don't know. I think this is Kush Bandit. Is this Kush Bandit? They're in chase with an Ace right now. Hanging out in the jungle gym. Ace giving the good loops currently. Sticking to this L wall. Oh, and they get the hit through the window. And I imagine, yep, Spirit's going to go into phasing, and let's see how the mind game goes. See if they're going to be able to catch that Ace off guard or not. The Ace catches, or if the Ace's built-in Iron Will helps. Looks like they did catch up to them, and they are... You're going to throw this out? No, they went down. Wow. Spirit already has an early down. Looks like they're looking for someone. I don't know if they heard someone on that gen or not.
I don't think so. I just heard the gen itself. I didn't hear anybody working on it. I'm telling you from my point of view, because I actually have headphones that I can hear the audio much clearer than anybody watching right now. Also worth noting, we do have all of the games recorded and saved to a Google Drive for the teams. If you guys are actually team members and captains, we do save every game for you guys to review and watch after the fact without any effects or anything like that. There's like, you can just listen to the raw game audio. So just a fun fact for you guys. And we may give Patreon access to such things as well.
It's like they get that first gen finished up on top.
They did finish that generator indeed, and going to go taking this loop. Oh, she does fall down. Oh, this is going to be weird. That was weird because I thought she was just going to wait up there, and then she decides to vault. And we like saw her feet fall right in front of the spirit as she goes into phase. Which is actually kind of lucky for the spirit because I think she was actually planning on going upstairs with the phase. And was that 2 totems going down like back to back? Holy crap. That was a lot of pressure by the survivors. 1 generator done and 2 totems gone. As we see FXCKZ working his way up to the top of the saloon, hopeful to get a fast vault, but doesn't, instead getting a medium vault at the window.
ST took the penalty down.
Sample text playing into the hands of the chat and saying, hey, you know what, guys? We don't want to be bad sports. We don't want you to think of it that way. We're not going to take the penalty. Very good sportsmanship, I think. Now, they didn't have to do that. They could have left the penalty. It's totally legit. That was their choice to do that, and we definitely see that. Thank you very much for that, guys. FXCKZ taking his first hook now, as that is second hook for the killer, Dragon's Wrath. Now in a chase with Kush Bandit gas. Oh, that was rough. Oh, that was rough. She must have swung just as the pallet was being thrown. Very nice. And we see Salty Medic almost finished with their generator and a first hook, second hook for Ace. And unfortunately, without Hex Ruin up now as a result of the survivors getting it down, there is just no way to pressure as well as before. So these generators are going to start going pretty quick. In fact, pretty sure we heard one by the hook as well. Salty Medic taking a hit right there by the window. And a very nice juke out of the way, too. Almost able to get away, but does go down by the pallet. Not able to get the pallet hit. Or the pallet stun, I suppose. Kush Bandit Gas going to heal himself, I believe. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and stop here and heal. Try to reset. FXCKZ maybe going to do the same thing. And Salty Medic now going to get picked up and put on a hook. First hook for Salty Medic. Where's her hair? Good one, Candy Cane. Yeah, this is a common glitch with the killer, the spirit in particular, is that she just never has hair when we're spectating. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just laggy hair and it's somewhere else on the map. Who knows? And we do see her actually getting a hit on Kush Bandit. A face hit, too. And he is going to use a Styptic agent right here by the shack. She's not going to wait it out. She is going to hit him right there, too, which is going to cause him to get that extra speed boost away. And so instead, she's going to switch targets over to the hooked players. Now, everybody is injured. One person actually also has deep wounds. And 1 generator still completed with all this pressure going on. They need to be careful here because even though they can just push and push and push and finish all 5 gens, now everybody's injured, so everybody's 1 hit away from going down, which could spell trouble if they don't reset. So they need to be very cautious about how they go about this. And that's exactly what we see. Bred by Daylight going down right by a generator in the back. And this is exactly the kind of pressure she needs if she's going to keep going. And we see the survivors over in the back corner possibly doing what I was talking about and healing each other. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. It is time to reset for these survivors. Just to ensure that they're playing it safe going into the last few minutes of this game. And we see the spirit trying to find them, not quite able to get all the way there with her phase, but she does make it to the back, and she does find them. Now going to have to chase them individually as they split up like cockroaches, and now chasing Fang Min into the killer shack. And I do believe that Bred by Daylight got himself off of the hook with Deliverance.
Ooh.
So not even having to go for the unhook, really giving these guys the nice reset. Almost going down right by the wagon, but not quite. Is she going to get the pallet? Yes, she does. Nice pallet stun for Fang Min. And we see now they are pressuring these generators again. We overslept, showing that they are a force to be reckoned with. Now, unfortunately, we haven't seen a basement play. This is something that's worth pointing out, too, is that basement's super strong on this map, especially the center basement, which is the one that she has. And unfortunately, we just haven't seen her get any basement hooks, because that's really where the pressure is going to be. But at this point, I think it's too late for that to really matter, with these survivors splitting up working on gens, and FXCKZ now on second hook. We have 3 survivors working on 3 separate generators, all about halfway done. Some a little bit further along, actually. So it's pretty much a guaranteed generator pop here in just a moment. And we see Kush Bandit trying to make sure he doesn't take a hit or go down too quickly. Is going to be very cautious. Ooh, trying to go outside of it. Does take a hit right there by the pallet, as he tried to juke his way around, doing nice 360s, too. Those were some sexy 360s.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we, too, see Salty Medic going for the unhook. Dropping that pallet very early. Is he going to be able to get that? Ooh, going down right outside. A nice mind game by the Spirit. You'll love to see that. You'll love to see
That's
it.
well played.
Red by Daylight opening his gate. FXCKZ going for their gate. Trying to get both gates open. Ooh, they don't know. They might not make that. Kush Bandit was dead on hook, too, so that was exactly what he needed to close this one out. And where is the Spirit? She went for the other gate. Oh, no. Oh, no. She didn't see they were right in front of her.
No, they didn't.
No. That's going to be a free 3-man escape. No injuries or nothing. Not even another down. That could have been another down for her, too. That's unfortunate. We overslept. Phenomenal end game score. Really well played.
That was tough. They popping the Ruin Undying there was back-breaking. They didn't have, like I said, at that point, they didn't have any extra pressure at all. That was, oh man, that was tough. And not even a bad build. Like this, I don't run Strider personally, but this is a solid build for Spirit. Surveillance, Ruin Undying, it's so good. You have constant knowledge. And in Spirit, you go fast. You're fast as Billy, I think, unless you use add-ons. You can constantly harass gens. Yeah. The only thing I don't use is Strider, but honestly, Strider is just fine. It counters Iron Will, which we can see that someone had an Iron Will in this game, so it did come in handy there. I would have assumed pretty standard build. They did good. Just Ruin Undying getting cleansed is tough. The totem spots in that map are, I would say they're good, but unfortunately they are predictable. And so good survivors, and it looks like they knew where all the totem spots were. They went and just cleaned them up. If they had been able to keep those online for a little bit longer, they might have been able to get there. But yeah, they just Ruin Undying going that early because they went down after they got 2 gens done, I believe. Is that how quickly it went down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, just unfortunate. But
Scores
honestly,
Yeah, let's go ahead and do the post-game review and then come right back to your commentary. We'll be right back just a moment, folks. So we are watching Week 2 matchup, Division Rivals. We Overslept in Sample Text. I got that backwards, but it's okay. Sample Text versus We Overslept. And here is your post-game review, trial number 4. 5 generators getting completed, a full 3-man escape. Not quite a 4-man, but very well done anyway. So a very good score. 7 hooks, not bad by the Spirit at all. I mean, it really wasn't bad play, and only 1 kill though. So 7 hooks is good. I mean, that's more than half, but 61 to 76 now after trial number 4. And that does mean, of course, that We Overslept is convicted of murder. So well played, We Overslept. A team that we saw from last season, of course, coming back into this one. So it's good to see familiar faces coming out on top, as usual. So
First victory ever. First
victory ever. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, they were struggling last season to get any victories, and this time they actually did. They're showing that they're much more competitive this season, I think, and much stronger roster.
well, they played last week Object of Depression. That game was close right up until the very end. So yeah, definitely showing that they have done a lot of practice and gotten a lot better in the off season. I was impressed. This was a very back and forth game, and they just ended up coming out. They played really strong against the Spirit, honestly. They knew the totem placement. They knew where to go. They played very strategically, had good comms. Only letting one person die, getting both exit gates. They just played really strong this last game. Really, really strong showing. Also, because I see some new people in the chat. Hi, how you doing? We're Vigo's Court. This is the first game of the night. We got another game coming up in, what would that be? About an hour or so? We got another game coming up.
Hour and 10 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, we got another
CDM,
game
the
coming up.
defending champions.
Yeah, defending champion CDM going against Hellraisers. That ought to be a fun match to watch. And yeah, welcome in. How's it going? But yeah, we just witnessed We Overslept and Stampletex, and We Overslept coming out in the end. Or not, I'm sorry, We Overslept. Yeah, I said that right.
Did you
We Overslept
say,
coming out in the end.
Did you say Stampletex? I thought I heard a st at the beginning of that. I don't know, maybe not.
It's very possible. I speak very dumb. It's a marvel that I can even form words and sentences, let me tell you. But no, this game was very fun back and forth to watch. I think the only one that was kind of a tough one to watch was the Wraith game, which again, I think was just because it wasn't intended to be like a kind of more of a throwaway killer, just to, not waste, a potential A, even B tier killer. Because I would argue Wraith is probably a C tier killer in most situations, especially on a map like this where it's so open. But hey, when that true invisibility comes out, that is one of the coolest things that Behavior has done to this game recently, in my opinion. I've been wanting true invisibility for a while. Can you imagine all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, the Wraith actually forming really close by? That's so cool to me. I am excited for that patch to come through. Isn't that patch coming through sometime next week or two?
Okay, so a couple things about that. One, I did a video on this, and it wasn't like... I just didn't find it to be that remarkable, honestly. Now, it wasn't bad by any means. You did have true invisibility at a certain distance, but even decent survivors are going to see you in plenty of time still. So it's not super strong.
Yes, to a degree. It's better in maps like this now. Because, like I said, it's so open, you can see for miles in all directions. So it gives survivors a whole lot less time to adapt. And like you said, like with good comms, you will probably be able to call up to a degree where the Wraith is going to be anyway. But it's such a nice quality of life buff, in my opinion.
Right.
They might be able to do more in the future, but yeah, it's not the most like powerful buff we've seen them give a killer before. It's not like it's not like the Freddy rework or anything, but I'll take it.
One thing I've talked about a lot, and I think we've talked about it before on the show as well, is that for sure what we need to be seeing more of is Behavior just experimenting with stuff. Just, how they did that weekend experiment where they, I guess, turned off Bloodlust. I'd like to see them make Wraith completely invisible at all distances, pretty much, or at least like maybe 8 meters or something, just for a weekend, or maybe 1 month. Just try it out. Just see how OP it really is, because I don't know,
man.
Those kind of experiments to me would be great. Like, what if they just took Decisive Strike, for example, and made it just 30 seconds instead of a minute, just for 1 month? And then if it's really bad, they switch it back. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. And I'd really like to see them experimenting more and more. And that way we can see if the meta changes and if ideas change on builds and things. But yeah, we are about to do some cross-examination, folks. We're going to be getting into that in just a moment as we start to get people in here. I believe Salty Medic is going to be up first since he showed up first. So if you want to, guys, if you guys want to go ahead and start pulling people into the chat room, I will shut up and you guys can conduct your cross exams.
I'm gonna let Rue handle this.
Rue.
Okay. Well, if you insist. Well, for one, how's your evening going, Salty? How do you think you guys did? How do you feel after the match?
I am proud of my team, bro. That's all I can say.
And well, you should. You guys put on a fantastic display tonight. It was impressive. I personally enjoyed the match very thoroughly. I enjoyed just about every moment of it. It was back and forth the entire time. What do you guys think that because obviously you've come a long way. How much practice did you guys put in the off season? What did you guys practice specifically do you think really made you guys turn around as a team?
We did a lot of work. We have worked really, really hard. off season and even last season, like ending during playoffs and stuff like that, we played so hard. We worked so hard, I mean, and it's just crazy how far we've come, and I'm proud. I'm proud. That's all I can say.
No. I completely agree. I can only imagine. So, just real quick, because I was curious, did you guys pick Wraith kind of as a just what we call a throwaway pick, just so you guys didn't have to burn a really high tier killer, or was that something that FCKZ has been really wanting to try out?
No, it was more of a we don't want to use our strong killers.
Okay.
And we're throwing in Wraith. So yeah, it was unfortunate what happened, but we're past that and we won, man. Like
yeah.
Shit, we're happy.
And congratulations to that, for sure. Now, I'm curious if Red by Daylight, are they a nurse main by chance?
Indeed, they are.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't see many nurses that are able to do just that much aggression in a map. So I'm guessing when you said, hey, play nurse, you guys were coming out to make a statement, I'm guessing, then, with that one.
Yep.
I get you. No, fantastic job all the way around. I really enjoyed it. You guys played some really good plays overall. I liked it. I will say I loved the stun on the nurse. That was probably one of the best highlights I've seen. But just phenomenal play from your guys' killers. Tough play on the Wraith, but like I said, you didn't want to burn a Wraith, or you didn't want to burn a high tier killer. I understand completely.
Of course, yeah.
No, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what you guys bring up next time.
Can I say something real quick?
What's up? Go for it.
We told you guys we were not as bad as we seemed on that pre-match. We were just.
Oh no, I will attest that y'all called it last week that y'all were going to win this week.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, fantastic job. We have someone else in here. Is that Certified Persona? Let me. If you want to stick around for a little bit, we'll have some discussion about it in just a second. Let me get Certified Persona in here real quick. Do they have? There we go. I think I needed to give them a roll real quick. Certified, can you hear us? Are you on?
He's muted.
They are muted currently. I don't know if that was them muting themselves or not.
Yeah, I just don't I guess.
Oh, okay. There you go. Hi, how's so that game? How do you guys feel after that game? Do you guys feel like you have some things to work on? Do you have some things you think you did really well? Things going into practice for next week? How do you feel about that match?
I thought we did really well in that Wraith game. Just generally looping the kill. I feel like we were able to coordinate our gens really well and set up a really solid 3-gen for us. At the end of that game, I certainly think that was quite a good one. And I feel like our killer games, they were pretty solid as well, especially that Huntress one. I really think that was a good foothold into the games. Though there is certainly, of course, a fair share of things to work on. Like that nurse game, we feel like we could have went much better on that game. We set up that we accidentally left that 3-gen where so we had those 2 gens where Gallows was and the main building, and that completely messed us up because of course that console nurse who did really well kept on popping those gens, and we got so close, but Tinkerer was just keeping us from finishing them. And eventually it was just a battle of attrition, and eventually we started losing each other, and it was impossible once we started reaching those death stages on the hook. So
yeah, it turns out Red by Daylight is a nurse main, so I understand completely. Good nurses are very tough to go against, and you're right. Your killers did really well. Getting that 2K with the Huntress was really solid because, again, the first 2 games we saw today were both really high skill intensive killers, and that was really fun to watch. Your Huntress did very, very good. Spirit has well, but like in my opinion, the turning point was the Ruin Undying getting cleansed really, really quickly. I don't know about you guys.
Immediately, I saw that Kate on the totem, and I was like, oh no, it's over. Goodbye, Ruin.
That is tough to see. The totem spots of this map are pretty, like, they're good in pubs, but teams know where they are. Teams will call them out all the time.
Yeah, and that completely messed us up because obviously you saw we had prayer beads on the Spirit, and the whole intention there was to knock people off gens with prayer beads, of course, and Ruin was a key component in that strategy. So of course that completely removed the foundation, and we had very little gen defense after those totems were expertly cleansed by We Overslept. So GG's to them for that. That was really clean on those totem cleanses.
Yeah, you guys both put up a really, really good fight and just, coming out in the end. But up until then, it was anybody's game. Kind of like, I forget the game last week we had. I think it was We Overslept and Object of Depression. Same thing. Very down to the wire game, but very fun to watch. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate you guys playing that way. It was really, really fun to watch. You guys have anything we talk to each other about? Say to each other?
Not really, just GG's, man. Y'all did.
Yeah, good game. Whoever that nurse is, I'd just like to say I'm honored to have been their first target. I assume on this tournament, and I'm sure they're gonna have quite a lot of good games on whoever is unfortunate enough to face them again. So yeah, GG.
I'll let them know. GG's.
Yeah, killers like that. I'm glad that we have a 3 killer limit for that reason, because I would hate to be facing nurses of that caliber every single time I played. Just saying.
That's some tournaments are like that. So I'm glad this isn't one of them.
Anyway, and do you guys have anything to say to the stream?
Hello, chat.
I have shout outs for V. V, you're very sus.
Oh,
He
Clay.
is the sussest.
The
For
sussest?
Clay and for
Okay.
Vex.
Okay.
Oh man,
Sussest.
most sus.
Lovely.
I just coined it. It's a phrase. It's a thing. It's a one-word phrase. I just made it up.
Please. Please.
Oh my word.
Don't
Makes
even
sense,
start.
though. I'm with Sam on this one.
Oh
Well-
goodness. Well,
I guess,
thank you
yeah,
both.
thank you
I
guys. You guys were amazing. Both teams were so much fun to watch tonight. But yeah, we are going to probably start wrapping up so we can get ready for the next game. Rue, do you want to take us out and let us know what we're going to see in a few minutes?
Well, guys, that is the game. We overslept taking the game over sample text. Next, in about an hour or so, we have CDM, the defending champions of Season 0, coming back in and fighting Hellraisers. It is a match you don't want to miss. I love watching CDM, no matter who they're against. They are a phenomenal team to watch. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Hellraisers brings against them. And yeah, that's all we have for this. Thank you for watching. This is Vigo's Court. Follow us, subscribe, share us with your friends. Check out our YouTube. Check out our merch on vigoscourt.tv. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/vigoscourt. And I'm Little Rugard. I stream. Poggy streams. You stream on Facebook right now, but you're going to get back on Twitch sometime soon? Please?
I do both. Yeah, I do both. And yeah, big shout out to Oblivion Nerd so he doesn't feel bad in the chat. You guys, we love all of you, though. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. Stick around. We'll be back very soon.
Take care, everybody.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We disappeared.
We did. We disappeared.
So before the first gen even pops, trying to bait out a hit there, but not able to get it. Ricky's AT able to get away. That was a missed decisive strike.